When Mayor Woodards called me, I said yes immediately because our focus is on lifting more families out of poverty. And this was a strategy that I thought could really help families in Tacoma, but also too, it's the advocacy piece of it, because this demonstration project is all about really showing the efficacy of guaranteed income initiatives and being a part of this national network with other cities that are engaged in this. I wanted United Way to be part of it, to be part of really changing this narrative.
When we allow people to make choices for themselves and give them just enough money for them to get through every month and hopefully to even thrive a little bit better than they were before. So we've chosen 110 families from 4 zip codes within the city of Tacoma: 98404, which is the east side; 98405, which is our hilltop; 98408, which is the south end; and 98409, which is South Tacoma. What we know about those neighborhoods is that 40% of the people who live in those zip codes are ALICE, asset limited, income constraint, but employed.
We sometimes call ALICE the hidden face of poverty. They're not typically included in conversations of poverty. They're not typically beneficiaries of the public assistance programs. They're oftentimes just left out of the conversation because they're working day in and day out.
This is an opportunity to support them and to allow them some breathing room so they can think about what their next step might be and how they might further, whether it's their education or upskilling or a new job or ways to take care of their family. We leave it to them to figure out how they can best provide for their family through this program.
I've tried to apply to SNAP, I tried to apply to WIC, and I made just above what they accepted. And in my entire adult life, I've not been able to acquire any assistance like that. When I was selected for the Guaranteed Income Program, I was pretty surprised. I was not expecting it. I thought it was too good to be true, honestly. I thought there had to be some sort of catch somewhere, and when it actually turned out that there was no catch, I was just kind of beside myself. It was probably one of the coolest things that's happened to me in my parenting years. It was always a struggle as a younger parent. I had a child when I was still a teenager. So I've spent my entire adult life just trying to figure out how to get from point A to point B. When you're trying to get month to month, you're not thinking about what fun and relaxing things I can do. You're trying to think of how can I get to the first. And sometimes you get to the 25th and you don't know how you're going to make that last 5 days. This is one thing I needed right now, and it's been amazing because I've been able to get my 13-year-old tutoring, which I wasn't able to afford before. One of the first things that it benefited immediately was it combated the rise in food costs, because with 3 teenagers, I can't even describe how much they eat. With the way the food prices soared, that ended up providing a bit of a buffer on top of the tutoring that it ended up helping me quite a bit. So just those 2 things alone gave me a little bit more space to breathe. Towards the beginning of the payments, I had enough left over to take the boys roller skating. I had not been roller skating in I don't know how long, since I was a child. So I took my boys roller skating. We probably got more bruises than I can count. It was a great time, and I felt like I hadn't gotten to do anything like that with the boys for quite a while. This is the first time in my entire adult life that I've had a chance to breathe a little bit and focus on advancing myself for a little while. I can't describe how much of a change and how much of a profound effect that alone had on me. I knew that at some point the program was going to end. The very first thing I did was started pursuing raises at my job. They offered more raises for outside department training, so I started that program. I ended studying to upgrade my certificates, my computer-related certificates, and my employment position. So I tried to mentally and monetarily prepare for it leaving by leaving myself in a good spot to make up as much of the difference as I could. I feel like I'm less worried about the program ending because I feel like I'm in a much better spot now than I was a year ago.